This is an Entry 3 Functional Skills Maths paper from NCFE. It's split into two parts. In the first part you can't use a calculator, but you can in the second part. This is the first part. Activity 1, the cafe. Amy owns a cafe. This diagram shows some of the buildings near Amy's cafe. Where is Amy's cafe? Tick your answer. So here is Amy's cafe. Now here we have the options. Southwest from the school. Let's have a look. Where is the school? Right, so this is the north of the school. This is the east of the school. So it definitely isn't southwest. It should have been here. Southeast from the library. Where is the library? Here it is. Right, so this is south of the library. This is east, so southeast. That is pointing at Amy's cafe. So that is correct. This clock shows the time the cafe opens in the morning. What time does the clock show? So looking at the shorthand, which is going to tell us the hours, that is pointing at just past 7. So it's 7 something. Now looking at the minutes, that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. So 7:25, and it's in the morning, so that is AM. Amy bakes cakes and cookies. Cakes need 675 grams of flour. Cookies need 315 grams of flour. How many grams of flour does Amy need in total? So we've got 675, and we're going to add to that 315. 5 and 5 gives us 10, so 0 down and 1 is carried over. 7 and 1 is 8, and the 1 is 9. 6 and 3 is 9. So 990 grams. Cakes need 475 grams of sugar. Cookies need 115 grams of sugar. Amy thinks she needs 590 grams of sugar in total. She rounds 475 grams and 115 grams to the nearest 100 to check her total. Show how Amy does this check. So 475 grams. That is between 400 and 500, because when you round to the nearest 100, you are counting in hundreds. So the answer will be either 400 or 500. So if 400 is here and 500 is here, 475 is going to be about here. So that is very close to 500. So that's why to the nearest 100 it is rounded as 500. 115, that is between 100 and 200. 115 is roughly about here, so that is very close to 100, not 200. That's why 475 is rounded to 500, and 115 is rounded to 100. So 500 and 100, that gives us 600, which is very close to 590 that Amy has. So we've shown how she does the check. Amy bakes 22 cookies. Each cookie needs 12 chocolate chips. How many chocolate chips does Amy need in total? So it's 22 times 12. So 2 times 2 gives us 4. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So we're finished with the units. We're going to move to the tens. That's why we put a 0 down first. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Adding these together, we get 4, 6, 2. So 264. Yesterday Amy made a cake. She cut the cake into 8 pieces and sold 2 pieces. 6 pieces were left over. Complete the fraction to show how much of the cake was left over. So it was 6 pieces out of the 8. So 6/8. Now, if we change that to have a denominator of 4, what's happened from the 8? It's been halved. So we're going to do the same to the 6. So half of 6 is 3. Now, that's what it means here as well. So if we had cut the cake into 4 pieces, how many of them would be left? There'd be 1, 2, 3 of them. So 3/4 of the cake is left. This is the end of the first part. This is the second part of an Entry 3 Functional Skills Maths paper from NCFE. In this part you can use a calculator. Activity 2, running the cafe. Amy has some tasks to do. This is one of the baking trays that Amy uses. What is the length of the baking tray to the nearest labelled division? So labelled division is these divisions where we've got the numbers given to us, like 13, 12, 11, 14, 15 and so on. Whereas unlabelled divisions are these divisions where we haven't got numbers on, these little ones. So the tray, as you can see, is in between 12 and 13, and it's definitely closer to 13. So 13 inches. Amy needs to order new baking trays. She finds these trays. Baking tray length 278 millimeters, baking tray length 28 centimeters. Amy thinks that 278 millimeters baking tray is longer than the 28 centimeter baking tray. Is she correct? Give a reason for your answer. So one of the measurements is given in millimeters and the other one in centimeters. In 1 centimeter, there are 10 millimeters, those small divisions you see in the ruler. So that's worth remembering. So if 1 centimeter has 10 millimeters, 28 centimeters will have 28 times 10, which is 280 millimeters. Now comparing that to 278, 280 is longer. So is she correct? No. Amy weighs some flour. Which instrument does she use? Tick your answer. To weigh flour, you're going to use a scale. So that is option C. The rest of these, they don't work in this particular case because this is for temperature, this is to measure length, and this is to measure capacity. So you'd put liquid into this. Amy needs to buy new tables for the cafe. She wants tables in shapes that have at least one line of symmetry. Tick all the shapes that have at least one line of symmetry. So looking at shape A, which is a rectangle that has two lines of symmetry. So it has at least one. It has more than one, in fact, two. And looking at B, it has one line of symmetry, so we'll take that as well. Looking at C, it doesn't have a line of symmetry. D doesn't have one. E does. So A, B, and E are the correct options. This diagram shows the places the cafe delivers to. It also shows the tally of deliveries that were made to each place last week. Complete the frequency table to show this information. So we've got these different places and how many deliveries were made. So I'm just going to put this heading here, place, and number of deliveries. So we've got South Village, with 1, 2, 3 deliveries. We've got North Village with 5, 6, 7. Shopping Centre with 5, 10, 15, 20. And Seafront 5, 10, 11, 12. Amy checks the temperature in the kitchen. This graph shows the temperatures in the kitchen on Monday. How much hotter was it at 12 o'clock than it was at 17? So let's go to 12, which goes up here. So that is between 15 and 20. 16, 17, 18, 19. And let's go to 17 here. That is 6, 7, 8. So 19 take away 8 gives us 11. That is 11 degrees Celsius. Activity 3, the staff. For the people working in the cafe, Amy counts the hours that people work. So we've got Claire, 36 hours, Alex, 25 hours, Jamil, 18 hours, Sarah, 32 hours. She wants to show the results in a bar chart. Complete the bar chart. So we've got 4 names that we can represent horizontally. So Claire, Alex, Jamil, and Sarah. Number of hours vertically. So what's the highest number? That is 36. So this needs to go up to 36. Starting from 0, we could do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, so that works. So we've got Claire with 36 hours. So there is 35, now 36. You'd need to use a ruler for this, drawing straight lines. Then we've got Alex with 25 hours. So we're going up to 25. Then we've got Jamil with 18 hours. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18. And finally Sarah with 32 hours. So that is going to go up to 31, 32 here. Again, I emphasize that you should use a ruler and draw straight lines. It's just not possible on the screen right now for me. So we've shown all 4 of them. You could colour the bars in if you like, or leave them as they are. Absolutely fine. Claire earns £9.72 per hour, round £9.72 to the nearest pound. So to the nearest pound, that is between £9 and £10. So we can show it here. So £9 and then £10. 972 is probably somewhere here. So that is very close to £10. So £9.72 to the nearest pound, that is £10. This list shows how much each person earns per hour. We've got Claire, £9.72, Alex, £9.05, Jamil, £9.75, Sarah, £9.50. Which number is the largest? So they all start with 9s, so they get over £9 but less than 10. So we now need to look at the second digit. So there we have a 7 there, 0, 7, 5. So it's really between Jamil and Claire. After the 7 we've got a 2 here and we've got a 5 here. So 5 is greater than 2, so that means Jamil gets the highest amount. And 975 is the largest number. Jamil sells orange juice in bottles of different sizes. He thinks bottle D holds the most orange juice. Is Jamil correct? Give a reason for your answer. So we've got A with 0.5 litres. 0.5, that's half a litre. In a litre, there are 1000 millilitres. Millilitres are very tiny amounts, so you need 1000 of them to make 1 litre. So 0.5 litres, that is going to be 500 millilitres, half of 1000. We've got B with 250 millilitres. Then we've got C, 0.2 litres. So we said 0.5 litres was 500 milliliters, half of 1,000. 0.2 liters, as you can see, it's going to be 200 milliliters. And then we have 50 milliliters. He thinks bottle D holds the most orange juice. Is that correct? 200 milliliters? That's definitely less than 250 or 500. So we're going to say no, bottle A holds the most. Alex starts work at 8:20 a.m. He works for 3.5 hours, then he starts his break. At what time does Alex start his break? Write your answer in numbers using the 12-hour clock format. So, starting at 8:20, if you add 1 hour, that will be 9:20, another hour, that will be 10:20, and another one, that will be 11:20. So that's 3 hours added. Now half an hour. If you add 30 minutes to 11:20, that will be 11:50 a.m. Activity 4. End of the day. The staff closed the cafe. The cafe had sales of £250 and 90 pence in the morning. The cafe had sales of £218 and 20 pence in the afternoon. What were the total sales? Round your answer to the nearest pound. So we'll need to add £250 and 90 pence and £218 and 20 pence, and you can use a calculator. Which gives us £469 and 10 pence. Now we've got to round this to the nearest pound. So the answer will be either 469 or 470. And £469 and 10 pence is very close to £469. So that will be the answer. £469. Amy takes £613 to the bank. Write 613 in numbers. So 613. There were 319 tea bags at the start of the day. The staff used 138 tea bags in the morning. The staff used 115 tea bags in the afternoon. How many tea bags were left over at the end of the day? So 138 used in the morning and 115 used in the afternoon. You can use a calculator to add these together. And gives 253. There were 319 at the start of the day. So 319, take away the 253 that were used during the day. Then we can get 66 that were left over at the end of the day. Amy makes icing for different cakes. The amounts of icing go up in sequence. What is the next number in the sequence? So we've got 0.3, 0.6, 0.9. So what we add in on each time is 0.3. And if you couldn't just work this out, you could do 0.6 take away 0.3 and it gives you 0.3. Also 0.9 take away 0.6 gives you 0.3. So we've added 0.3, so we're going to add 0.3 again. So 0.9 add 0.3, that is 12, so 2 down and 1 carried over, so 1.2 kilograms. A lemon cake and a ginger cake are left at the end of the day. The lemon cake weighs 0.6 kilograms, the ginger cake weighs 590 grams. Sarah thinks 590 grams is heavier than 0.6 kilograms. Is she correct? Give a reason for your answer. So we're comparing kilograms with grams. In 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. kg. K we use to mean 1,000, so kg means 1,000 grams. So that is 1 kilogram. 0.5 kilograms, that would be half, so that would be 500 grams. 0.6 kilograms, that would be 600 grams. So this is 600. We're comparing 600 with 590 grams. So this is heavier. Sarah thinks 590 grams is heavier than 0.6, which is wrong. So is she correct? I'm going to say no. 0.6 kilograms is heavier. And this is the end of the paper.